This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
All right, welcome everyone to the March 5th, 2025 Easthampton Board of Public Works meeting. We'll make a motion to open this evening's meeting.
I second.
Thomas Pillsbury?
Yes.
Steve Litwin?
Yes.
Leah Strode?
Yes.
All in favor, motion carries.
All right, item number 1 on our agenda is public speak. If anyone has anything they'd like to address the board, it's not on our agenda, feel free now.
I wanted to just ask what the city might be doing regarding the Westfield battery storage facility that's going to be sitting on the aquifer, and if the city had any plans to sort of protest that storage facility, given that it puts our aquifer at risk. I know a number of cities in New York have now stopped approving them after multiple fires at lithium battery storage facilities in New York over the last several years, which have damaged the groundwater and unfortunately air quality. Those fires can't be put out, they just have to burn themselves out. So I wasn't sure whether the city was taking a stand on that or not.
Before you respond, can I just get your name?
Yes, Kathy Wazinski, Overlook Drive.
As you know, for public speak, we can't directly comment on anything that's not on the agenda, but we can look into that or have it on a future agenda if we want some public discussion on that topic.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes.
My name is Jean Powell-Wilson on Main Street, and I am also very concerned about the possibility of a lithium battery storage on our water supply. As I understand, it's our only water supply. It just seems ludicrous, but if there could be a discussion, that would be very good.
Thank you. All right, if there's no further public speak, we'll move on. We're not expecting the mayor this evening?
No.
All right. Item number 3 is approval of the February 5th, 2025 meeting minutes. Steve and I were in attendance for. Were you able to review what was sent out, Steve?
Yeah.
Any issues with how they were prepared?
No.
I will make a motion to approve the meeting minutes and the attachment as prepared.
Second.
Thomas Pillsbury?
Yes.
Steve Litwin?
Yes.
Both in favor, motion carries.
All right. Item number 4 on our agenda is selection of a chairperson for the 2025 calendar year, as required by Mass law.
Make a motion that we nominate Tom Ellsbury to continue the role.
I don't get any say in that.
I second the motion.
Okay, it's unprepared, but we'll move right
There's
along.
your say, yeah.
All right. Roll call, I guess, on that one.
Thomas Pillsbury?
Yes.
Steve Litwin?
Yes.
Leah Strode?
Yes.
All in favor, motion carries.
Hostile selection. All right.
Congratulations.
All right. Item number 5, director's report.
Hey, Union Street, I don't have much to update the board with for Union Street yet. Weather's kind of just starting to turn here, so we'll see. In the next couple of weeks, I should have a better idea of when and what those kind of activities will be. They did start a little this week with trucking some of the unsuitable soil and debris that we couldn't reuse on the project that's been stockpiled at the highway department. So might notice some trailer dumps operating in the city this week. They're just started today, working tomorrow and Friday, and then they should have all that gone. So that'd be good to get out of the yard. I did want to talk about the President's Day weekend snowstorm. We had staff in around the clock working through the inclement weather. It was extraordinarily challenging given the amount of snow that we received, and rain, and then pouring, and then the hard freeze right after. So during that storm, we were dealing with the kind of nationwide shortage of road salt, difficulties getting in. We had to be mindful of how much salt we were putting down and making sure we had enough to deal with other things forecasted for the week. So I think our guys did an extraordinary job getting through. I know it was challenging for residents. It was challenging for our crew. It was challenging for everyone in New England, I think. But I also want to tell everyone we know we're through the salt shortage. Our barn's pretty full, and looking at the forecast for the next 10 days. We're in good shape. Hopefully things start to turn, and we're really looking forward to spring getting here. So in that storm, we did have to put out a number of parking bans so that we could go out and clear New City, the downtown areas, Main Street, Cottage Street, for parking for the businesses and such. So do appreciate people complying with those as we had to put them on. I know it was gets pretty inconvenient for people not be able to park where they don't have off-street parking. So appreciate everyone complying with the parking bans when we put them out. Main Street, we did receive some intersection control evaluation comments from Mass DOT. We're working through those right now. I actually have a meeting with the design team tomorrow afternoon, and hope to have 25% design plans for y'all to review late spring, early summer. So really to present to you guys by then, so we should. One thing I wanted to bring the board up to speed on and kind of mentioned in the meeting tonight, the church, the Congregational Church clock, Union and Cottage Streets.
Mm-hmm.
So the city owns, some people may be aware, but the city owns the clock and the clock mechanism installed in the Congregational Church steeple. Over the years, the clock has stopped functioning. It's kind of fallen into a state of disrepair, and the trim around the clock is beginning to fail, and pieces are prone to falling from, I think it's about 80 or so feet up, so it's quite a safety hazard. So DPW is kind of stepping in there a little bit to get a contractor on board to wrap the four faces of the clock. That work will involve removing the clock hands for the time being and wrapping the steeple so that any more pieces that fall aren't creating a safety hazard. That work, you'll see that happen hopefully within the next couple of weeks. And that will be kind of a temporary solution to mitigate the hazard until a more complete repair of the clock mechanisms and the exterior of the clock and the steeple can be funded and designed and completed. So it'll be an ongoing project, but the wrap and the hands being removed will be a pretty significant change for downtown.
Is there anything there now? Is there anything there now to protect the?
That's what we're working on. We're trying to get something up.
I guess what he's asking, is there any exclusion zone
No,
at the base?
not at the time, not right now, no. I did have a contractor already looked at it, didn't look at anything was too
Yeah, just that one
right
piece
about
came
to
off.
fall, yeah. And will be, he had told me he might even be able to do it this week, so I imagine it'll be done by the end of next week. So I have two appropriations up for a full city council vote tonight. One is for fleet leasing for lighter duty vehicles in the city fleet, and the other is for replacement of our DPW truck 33 that had to get taken out of service last year because the frame was rotted on it. So we've been, we kind of manage we have our own vehicles, and then we manage the entire city fleet repairs and things for the police and fire department, parks department. So we've been working with Move EV and Enterprise Fleet Services to start to transition away from the city owning light duty vehicles to them being leased and then cycled through every 5 years. So what we've funded, what the mayor's been willing to fund at this point is leases for 10 vehicles, which will be, I kind of went into all this with the City Council Finance Committee last week. It's 2 marked line cruisers immediately for the police department, funding for an additional 2 vehicles for the police department, 2 vehicles for the fire department. There's a vehicle for admin at City Hall, a vehicle for admin in Public Works, and a vehicle for the wastewater plant. And it's not new, it's not additions to the fleet, it's very old vehicles being taken out of service. We're removing 2 retired police cruisers. I think they're both 2014s that have been since sent to Park Security has one. We're using one at the water department. We have I think it's a 2006 Chevy Silverado that'll come out of service at the wastewater plant, a 2007 Chevy Silverado at the Parks Department that will come out of service. So a bunch of very old V8 gas vehicles. Well, the old police cars are V6s, but they're straight gas vehicles that are going to be taken out of service or have already been removed from service that just haven't been replaced yet that we need to get replacements in for. So one of the reasons the mayor has wanted to push this forward is to start to align the way we're managing our fleet and procuring vehicles with the goals outlined in the city's climate action plan and the commitment the city council and the city as a whole have made to using a hybrid or electric vehicle if one will do the job of a straight internal combustion engine vehicle. So of all the 8 vehicles we will order immediately, 2 are fully electric and the other 6 are hybrid. And the funding will be there for 2 additional police cars for the police department that will be at least hybrid, if not fully electric. I don't see them being fully electric yet, but they'll be probably hybrid vehicles.
And they would be serviced by,
So some of the service, it's kind of, they'll be under their factory warranty for the majority of their time in our fleet. Some of the service will get handled by, a portion of the maintenance is built into the fleet, the leasing cost, so will be handled by local dealers, local manufacturer dealership, and some will still be handled by our crew. So there's certain aspects of the maintenance that are built in that will be handled, at the Ford dealers say, and others, like if it needs new tires or something, and it's life here, that'll get handled by our mechanics. So, truck 33, I think it was a 95 International that we got our time out of that truck. And finally got to the point where it's just rotted so bad you can't fix it anymore. So we took that out of service a year and a half ago. And we've ordered it's a 10-wheel International dump, Western Star dump truck. It'll have a plow and be used throughout the city, throughout the DPW, really for construction projects, and snow, a little bit of everything. So making some good progress in modernizing our
sounds like a good
our
plan.
heavy vehicles and our lighter duty stuff. So that's what I've got for tonight.
Very good. Very good. Any further discussion on any topics that were on the agenda for this evening or anything that Greg brought up?
I just want to say your crews did a great job during all
The
the
snow,
snowstorms.
yeah, they did. They really
Yeah,
did.
they
Yeah, it was
did.
tough.
I'm all set.
All right, with that, I will make a motion to adjourn this evening's meeting.
A second.
Thomas Salisbury,
Yes.
Steve Whitman,
Yes.
Leah Strode,
Yes.
all in favor, motion carries. Next meeting is March 19th.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.